and welcome to this video. And in this video, we are going to see how we can effectively create a prompt. Okay, so till now, we have already learned how to create a what is prompt, what is chat GPT, what is the importance of effective like creating a good prompt, right? So let us now understand what is how to you can create a effective prompt. Okay, what is effective prompting, right? And what do I can achieve by using the effective prompt. Okay, so let's with an example. So let us first try to like get the things with an example. So let's say I am writing a prompt called explain the sun to me as a first grader versus high school student versus an astrophysicist, right? So now see what I am trying to do over here. So let's now try to understand one thing, that the sun with respect to the first grader, the sun with respect to the high school student, and the sun with respect to the astrophysicist, right? Everybody has their own definition, right? Now if I just write, okay, let us not go theoretically. Let's go live. Okay, let's go live. Okay, chat gpt, perfect. Chatgpt.com. Let's open this and let's try to understand the concept over here only. Okay, explain the sun. Okay, explain the sun, right? The sun is a massive glowing ball with the hot gases at a central of the solar system. It is primarily made of hydrogen, helium, a trace. So it has given me a very typical answer, right? Now try to understand this thing. If I want my son, who is a first grader, right, to know what is sun, I cannot explain it like this, isn't it? I try to understand the concept. Okay, I cannot explain the sun like this to a first grader student, right? So I need to be more specific, right? I need to be more specific to get an effective output. So I need to tell him that, okay, explain explain I need to tell him explain, explain the sun to me as a first grader, suppose, right? Explain the sun to me as a first grader. So now what it is explaining me, the sun is a big bright ball of fire, okay, in the sky, which helps us keep warm, gives us light during the day. Now see the difference, right? That is the sun which was this and the sun which is this. These two suns are entirely different, isn't it? See, the purpose is the concept should be clear, right? Now my desired output is what was my desired output in this whole scenario? My desired output is to make my first grader child understand what sun is, right? So if I try to explain it by this complex answer, he won't get anything, right? So, and if I explain that, okay, if I ask him to explain the sun to me as a first grader student, then the answer is very simple. Answer is as simple as it can be, right? So that is what a effective prompting means. Okay, that is where it is. Okay, so that is what a effective prompting means, right? So see, I hope the concept is clear to you, right? So yes, when it comes to write a effective prompting, there are certain formulas to it. Okay, so you can always start a effective prompt by saying that you are going to act as this particular thing. So now suppose if I am teaching, right, and I want chat gpt to tell me that, okay, what wrong I am doing or how I can improve my teaching skills, right? So I can say him that, okay, chat gpt, or maybe not the right example, I can take a different example. Okay, now suppose I want chat gpt to ask me some react interview questions, or maybe to tell me some react interview questions. Okay, so I can ask chat gpt, okay, chat gpt, now you are going to act as a 10 years experience front end developer, okay, and who is going to take my interview. Okay, so now he's going to act as a 10 years experienced react developer who is going to take an interview, right? So now if you write this thing that you are going to act as this particular person, you are going to act as that particular person, right? So that is something which improves your output. Okay. Now suppose if you have given some set of information prior in your previous conversation, okay, in your previous conversations, right? I'm not talking about the different chats, in the same chat, okay, in the same chat, but in the previous conversation you have given some set of instructions, and you want in your further conversation in the same chat you don't want that set of instruction to be applicable, then you can always say that okay, ignore my previous instruction before this and we can start a fresh one. That is effective prompt, because if you don't write this, right, now suppose I have asked ChatGPT to give me an output in single liner, okay, and now if I'm asking him to explain some concept, okay, so what it will do, it will always give me a single liner output. Why? Because in my previous conversation I have already asked him to give me a single liner output. That's why. So if I have asked him in my previous conversation that okay, for this topic I want a single liner, so, and yes, then if I want a multi-liner, a long response from it, then I need to tell him that okay, please ignore all my previous instructions before this and let us start a fresh one, right? Again, if you want a tone friendly and a casual reply, you should always mention in your prompt that okay, I want a tone friendly and a casual reply of this thing. If you want a serious reply, you should always mention that serious and a formal reply I want you to give me, right? Explain this to as a 5-year-old student, explain this to as a professional, explain this to as a non-tech person, right? All these things, all these formulas, right? All these starters, I can say, right? They can always helps you in getting a effective prompting. Okay, they always helps you in getting the effective prompting, right? So this is an example. This is an example for you guys. Now what you have to do, there's an activity for you guys. Just try ChatGPT in layman terms, in layman terms, that okay, ChatGPT, I want to reduce my weight, can you please help me with that? Okay, and then try this prompt, you will get the difference. And that is what an effective prompt is, right? Because in this prompt, what I'm mentioning ChatGPT that okay, my ChatGPT is a health expert, first thing. Second thing, he helped all the age of people to lose weight, right? Second thing, then get in shape, improve, and all those things, right? For 20 years, I'm mentioning that okay, he is experienced with 20 years person, okay? For 20, he's a 20 years experienced person, okay? Now your task is to give me the best advice which comes in improving someone's health. You might ask question before answer. See, the fourth thing, I'm asking him to ask me the follow-up questions, because if he don't ask me the question, right, then the response that he will give me will be a generalized response, isn't it? It will be a generalized response that okay, take healthy diet, drink this much water, drink that much water. No, I don't want this kind of advice. No, I want him to advise me as per my requirement. So what I am asking him that okay, first ask me few questions so that he better know me, right? He knows me better, right? Ki what exactly I do, what I don't do, right? How, do I exercise? What do I eat? How many times I eat, right? All these things he will ask, and then he will analyze, and then he will give me the result, right? So when you apply few rules, when you apply few instructions, when you ask ChatGPT to follow certain set of instructions, certain set of rules, and then give you the output, that is a effective prompt. Okay, so I hope now what effective prompting is and what mistakes you guys are doing so far in your prompt should be clear to you guys, right? So yes, that's the end of this video. We'll meet again in some other video. Thank you. Bye bye.